Welcome back, everybody, to the Fightins. That's the Fightins final here on the Edge of Philly Sports with your boy Matty B with the call. And yeah, man, the win streak now goes to 5 as you're fighting Phillies. Handle business tonight 5-4 against the San Francisco Giants. Now taking officially the series as this 4-game thing will wrap tomorrow. But for all statistical purposes, right, the Phillies have won this series, their 7th series win of the year. It was pretty, it was awful, it was frustrating, it was all those things that we have come to know what Phillies baseball is about. Let's talk about some of the prettiness. Taijuan Walker, man. I mean, listen, there's a lot of controversy around Taijuan Walker these days, whether he should be reinserted into rotation, what this will do to Spencer Turnbull, who now is officially, I believe tonight he was available in the bullpen, so he's been officially moved into that bullpen. No more 6-man rotation, as Walker will rejoin the rotation, and Turnbull is the odd man out heading to the bullpen. I'm not in favor of that. I think Sanchez should go to the bullpen, but for Taijuan Walker's credit, he definitely proved that he belongs, at least tonight, in that rotation as he pitched a hell of an effort. 6 and a third, 5 hits, 3 runs. They were earned, a walk, 7 strikeouts. He gave up the home run, which signaled the end. But for all intents and purposes, you got to be optimistic. I guess maybe not happy. I'm not going to use happy, but optimistic about Taijuan Walker and his return to the starting rotation. Again, not the biggest fan of keeping Sanchez and moving Turnbull to the bullpen. I think you ride the hot hand here with Turnbull until otherwise. I get it, the Tommy John innings sort of restriction here that they want to put on him. So that's what they're going to do. Turnbull was available in the bullpen tonight, but Taijuan Walker, a hell of a job for the Phillies. Offensively for the Fightins, they keep getting the big hits when they keep needing them. It was another one. Another good night from some people. We'll get into who those people were. Bryce Harper, obviously the first one to jump off the page at me. The big 3-run home run. That kind of broke this game open. I mean, it was starting to trend in the laugher side of things, but the Giants pulled themselves back into it. But Bryce Harper with the big 3-run bomb there. A good offensive spark plug for him. He needs it. He hasn't been terrible. He hasn't also not been Bryce Harper, and it was good to see him hit that massive home run off of Webb. It was only Webb's second allowed home run of the season. The Phillies got to Landon Webb pretty early and often. I believe he had like a 46 pitch count in the 4th inning or the 3rd inning or something like that. They ended up chasing him out of the game after 98 pitches in the 4th. So 98 pitches in the 4th inning. So I guess his 46 was probably around the 2nd inning. 98 pitches in the 4th inning. So that's what the Phillies did to the starting pitcher of the Giants, which is a part of this game. That's how you get the starting pitcher out. You drive up his pitch count. I don't know how you do 98, but hey, they did it to their credit, and that obviously loosened him up and helped out Harper there with that home run. The bad, though, in this game, it's got to be the play of Johan Rojas tonight, right, in center field. 2 balls that he's not got credited for errors for any of them. In my opinion, they both were errors. Could have cost the Phillies big. It did not. Listen, I've been a Johan Rojas supporter from day one, even when he couldn't hit his way out of a wet paper bag, because I always said I want his speed and I want that elite level defense. Well, where the hell was that elite level defense tonight as he made, I don't care. You can call me what you want. He should have made both those plays, especially the second one out there in center where it just kind of kicked off his glove because he mistimed his jump. But if he's not going to hit, he needs to field. And tonight he didn't field. And, he kind of hit. But so Johan Rojas not looking really well. And then the home runs kind of snuck up on the Phillies a little bit again tonight. But, they hung on. And they hung on. The ugly in this game right off the bat for me, Nick Castellanos, man. I mean, it doesn't get more uglier than that. His struggles continue. He got a hit. It was I guess, kind of an infield single that he beat out. I mean, it kept an inning going, whatever. But is anybody still trending in the positivity with Nick Castellanos these days, because I'm having a real hard time. He looks totally clueless off the plate, flailing away up there at anything. And I know with the injury situation now with Trey Turner, it's harder to find a reason to sit him for personnel reasons. But have we not seen enough? I mean, has anybody out there not seen enough of this for now in order to kind of get Castellanos off the bump, as you will, for a while? But all in all, it all worked out for the Phillies as they won 5-4. And remind everybody on this tonight that this program is brought to you by Cherry Injury Law, Sherry's Tickets, Dolan's. That's right, Dolan's, and our good friends over here at the Streetlight Kitchen and Bar at the damn it, Al. The Drexel Brook Event Center and Holiday Inn over on 5400 Fern Boulevard, Drexel Hill, PA. Where we'll be at next Saturday, May 11th, for some live Fightins final, pre and post game. Come on out and have a chance to win some Phillies tickets because we want to give them to you. It's for the June 28th game against the Florida. Now I'm all confungled. For the Miami Marlins, a fireworks night, by the way. So head on out to the Streetlight Kitchen and Bar at the Drexel Brook Event Center and Holiday Inn Suites, 5400 Fern Boulevard, Drexel Hill, PA. The reason why I'm laughing is because me and Al just literally talked about this about 10 minutes ago, how it's a little, you got to kind of, you got, it's a lot. That's a lot to say, and you got to sometimes have to read it. And of course, what do? Screw it right up. But let's head over to the comments before we get into the meat and bones of the show. Star Wars says, yeah, we win the 4-game series. Yeah, we won the 4-game series and the 4-game series too, Star Wars. The 7th series win of the Phillies so far this year for them. Daniel Berry, what's up? Mike says, well, another 3 strikeout night for our leadoff guy. Yeah, Kyle Schwarber struggled as well. We're going to get into that, Mike. But you know what? I guess it's Nick Castellanos that's masking everything else for me because I'm gravitating right towards Nick. I'm kind of forgetting about the old king of SWAT up there on the leadoff spot as he continues his struggles. But I guess I can only concentrate on one buffoon at a time. And right now it's Castellanos. So Schwarber's getting a break from me. He should take it and use it wisely because I'm coming. I think you can hear me knocking, and I'm coming in, Kyle Schwarber. So I will gravitate back up to him here momentarily. But yeah, he struggled again too. 52 in 35 games. Come on, man. Is correct. At Bohm, yeah, he I guess moved ahead now in the last night he had tied Mike Schmidt with the longest hitting streak for a third baseman in Phillies history. Now I guess he's in first place with an 18 gamer. So good for him. And Big Al's I am a Team Rojas guy. Yeah, I know you are, Al, and so am I. But Al, I'm going to ask you a question. If he's not going to field, and we already know his hitting limitations, what's left? I mean, he can run, absolutely. But if he can't get on base because he can't hit, and now he can't catch, what's left for Johan Rojas? Because not a good night for the young man in center field, as that elite level defense was definitely not on display. Star Wars says 2.5 games up. Dude, you're gonna drive me insane by the time we get to October with this standings crap, man. Come on. I mean, I'm not gonna stop you from mentioning it, and I'll put it up here. But dude, you're not gonna be able to sleep come July 4th, man. I'm telling you, it's gonna drive you crazy. You got to pace yourself, and this is coming from Matty B, man. I've been around the block a couple times, and I know all about pacing myself. So, but yeah, 2.5 games up on the Braves. To me, I didn't like Rojas, but it was his first game. He had it tough in the field. I've seen enough of Casty. I've been saying it for a month. Yeah, well, so again, with the Rojas thing, I reiterate. I'm not saying I've seen enough of him. I'm just telling you, if he's not going to field, and we already know about his hitting profile, what else is he here for? Because that's kind of where I've always been wanting to. That's where I've been on the Team Rojas train on the fielding section. I get what he is as a hitter. But I was really, really, really digging what he provided defensively for this team. And tonight, I get it, really the only game that he's had this problem, but a big problem. Yeah, I'm telling you, I jinxed myself by having a conversation with you because I totally Totally drew a blank as I'm reading it too. I'm like, well, wait. Yeah. Oh man, one bad night isn't a problem. Are you talking about me or Rojas or both of us, Al? You got to be more specific, because I kind of got off to a bad start. But folks, let's head on over to the box scores. Let's get into the so-called X's and O's of tonight's game. The Phillies, the Giants would finish with 4 runs, 7 hits, and 2 errors. The Phillies would finish with 5 runs, 9 hits, and no errors. If you ask me, there should have been 2. For the Phillies offensively, let's go right up. There he is. Kyle Schwarber, man, 0 for 4 with a run. He did walk once, but he struck out 3 more times. Somehow that batting average is hovering above the Mendoza line. Don't quite know how he's pulling that one off, but yeah, our leadoff man's problems continue. And boy, man, Rob Thompson's stubborn. Boy, I thought I was friggin' stubborn, but this guy, man, he takes the cake. Not only now are we dealing with Castellanos and beyond when he should be removed from the lineup, now we're back on Kyle Schwarber and his continuance incompetence at the leadoff position. Rob Thompson's a stubborn man, and I got to give him that. That's a great attribute to have. JT, big night, 3 for 4 with a run. Harper, the big-time 3-run homer, was a 1 for 4 with a run, 3 RBIs. Bohm, 1 for 4. Brandon Marsh, 1 for 4 with a strikeout. Nick Castellanos, 1 for 4, but, I mean, that one was really kind of weird. I mean, you didn't get it out of the infield, so. But I guess it goes down as a hit. But he did strike out 3 more times. Bryson Stott, 1 for 3. Armando Sosa, 1 for 4, to include the javelin toss. That's right, folks. You saw that, right? The shattered bat infield hit that one of the barrel ended up kind of lawn darting out there by the pitcher's mound. What was the distance on that? Does anybody have that official score? Because he might be qualifying for this summer's Olympics. Who knows? But Armando Sosa with the hit tonight. And Johan Rojas, 2 fielding issues and an 0 for with 3 strikeouts. Not a night that Johan's going to call home and rave about his performance tonight. On the Giant side of things, Lee 1 for 5, Wade 1 for 3, Flores a no-burger. Conforto 2 for 4 was the obviously the offensive kind of standout for me tonight for the Giants. Chapman, Mike Yastrzemski, who, by the way, guys, you guys know who this is, right? Or am I the only one who knows that this is Carl Yastrzemski's grandson, right? I watched Carl Yastrzemski play as a kid, not in like movie tone news, black and white footage. No, I watched it on live, the Sunday game of the week on NBC type footage. Like, I don't know where my life has gone that Mike Yastrzemski, this grandson of Carl Yastrzemski, is playing in the major leagues. Amazing. 1 for Estrada, 1 for 3. Jackson Reitz with his first major league home run tonight at his first major league at bat was called up last night, took a red eye across the country to get here tonight, and he's rewarded for that with a home run. And Nick Ahmed 0 for 3. For the Phillies, they left 8 runners on base. They also were 3 for 12 with runners in scoring position. They also swiped 4 bases tonight, so kudos to the Phillies as they continue to be aggressive on the base pads. The Giants, they left 6 runners on base. They grounded into a double play. Conforto did. They were 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Obviously, the difference tonight. On the pitching side, Walker, as I mentioned already, his night, 6 1/3, 5 hits, 3 runs. They were earned, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, and a homer. Soto made us all hold our breath again, but he comes through. He pitched out of the jam that he got himself in. Jeff Hoffman, yeah, I got to give Jeff Hoffman credit. Strikes out the side in his appearance, and then Alvarado comes in, gives up the home run there, but was able to hold it on for his 7th save of the season. Ty Walker picks up his 2nd win. He's now 2-0. Landon Webb gets the loss. He's 3-3, 4 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, 2 walks, 6 Ks, and a homer. Jelly, Rogers, and Walker pitched as well for your San Francisco Giants. And there you have 5-4 Phillies. And that's how it happens. So let's head on back over here now to the I left all the comments going. Yeah, great. And Al says both. Yeah, both had a bad night tonight. Both had a bad night. Ellis says, I like what the Phillies are doing. Ellis, it's been a theme here, right? It's been a theme about getting off to a good start. 19-9 in April, now 4-0 in May. I could not tell you the last time in Phillies history that they were 4-0 to start May. I really can't. I'll put it in some perspective, though. They only won 10 games all last May. So right now they're on their way to blowing that total out of the water, and obviously we got to do what we got to do there. But they are playing real well. They're playing outstanding. And Mike says 16.5 kilometers. All right, was that the javelin toss from Sosa tonight? That was it was interesting. Reese played before in the majors a few games in 2021. Right. He came up from the minors, hit his first home run. That was his first home run, though, of his career. So, yep. And Ellis is, hi, Mary B. Who the hell's Mary B? Mine's Matt. Come on, Ellis. We've been hanging out for 3 years now, man. You should know my name. Good God, man. I don't know how to take that. I'm insulted, man. I'm insulted. But no. All right. Let's head now to do some, let's talk some ad reads. Let's actually give you one. Philly Sports Trips. If you want to travel like the pros, if you want to travel like your teams travel, and if you want to travel with like-minded individuals as yourself, then look no further than Philly Sports Trips. They got you covered. Trips to Baltimore for the Phillies, trips to London for the Phillies, trips to Pittsburgh for the Phillies, trips to Fenway and Wrigley for the Phillies, as well as they'll have you covered this fall with all the Eagle road games. That schedule is about to drop here in a couple weeks, so I'm sure Philly Sports Trips will be all over it the minute that thing drops. So check out phillysportstrips.com. Again, if you want to travel like the pros do, travel with phillysportstrips.com. I don't know. Is that a typo, or are you trying to make some sort of are you gesturing towards something? What am I doing here? That is going to stick. All right, you know what else is going to stick, and that's my Broad Street bottom line. Let's head over now and let's knock that bad boy out. All right, tonight's Broad Street bottom line here on the Fight-Tins final with your boy Matty B is simply put, Taijuan Walker. Taijuan Walker performed well. Taijuan Walker continues to make the Phillies have a very good problem, and that is maybe too many quality starting arms. Tonight he pitched really solidly, kind of ran out of gas there at the end, gave up that big 2-run home run. But, you know, with everything that's considered here, with everything how last season ended for him, with the over 9 ERA in September, not getting a lick of action at all in the postseason, starting out this season on the IL, and then watching Spencer Turnbull kind of claim his spot in the rotation, and then coming in here cold, and then performing the way he did tonight. And you know what? The last start he performed okay. You know, Walker pitched well for us last year until September, and that was the issue there. That was the main problem, right? But you know, the Phillies are having a very good problem right now, and that's too many quality arms. I'm not necessarily in favor of moving Spencer Turnbull to the bullpen. As I said, I think Sanchez should go. Turnbull can be left in the rotation. I get the Tommy John stuff, I do, but come on, he's a major league pitcher. Either you pitch or you don't, and he's a starter, and we need starters. So. But I can accept that. And again, it's because of Taijuan Walker making that a good problem to have. So Walker's performance tonight, outstanding performance as he's trying to reclaim his role on this team, and was, in my opinion, really the difference in the win tonight. So my Broad Street bottom line was the performance of Taijuan Walker, and continues to give the Phillies a good problem to have. So there you have my Broad Street bottom line. The hammer thumbs up guys. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? Is that some sort of slang? I don't know what that means. But all right, let's now transition to the Round the Bases segment as we take a look at all the action in Major League Baseball on this Sunday. Phillies, of course, were the last game of the day, so there'll be no inaction games to talk of today. All right, round the bases. Here we go. Let's start in Pittsburgh, where the Pirates defeated the Colorado Rockies 5-3. On to the boogie down Bronx, where the Yankees were all over the Tigers 5-2 in 8 innings. To the nation's capital, where the Nationals defeated the Blue Jays 11-8. Over to the shores of, or the banks of Lake Erie, or the Cleveland Guardians defeated the Angels 4-1. To sunny Florida, where the Rays took down the Mets in 10, 7-6 to the Twin Cities, where the Red Sox were victorious over the Minnesota Twins. Down there in the heart of Texas, Seattle 5-4 winners over the Houston Astros. And the gateway of the West, it was the Rangers over the Royals 3-2, and it was 5-1. White Sox over the Cardinals in sweet home St. Louis. And on the north side, it was 5-0 Cubs over the Brewers. And out there in the city by the other city by the bay, it was 12-5 Marlins over the Athletics. And in Tinseltown, it was the Dodgers defeating the Braves 5-1. And at the banks of the Ohio, it was 11-1 Orioles all over the Reds. And out there in the desert, it was 11-5 Diamondbacks over the Padres. I pulled it off. I gave geographic locations to every site flawlessly. Man, Matty B, that's why you get paid the big money. And that's round the bases here on the Fightins Final for this Sunday evening on the Fightins Final. Mike says, smash the likes. Sorry, absolutely, Mike, smash those likes because we need them. We need them so I can continue to come out here, mispronounce names, give inaccurate information, and screw up ad reads. So make sure you smash those comments and likes and subscribe buttons so you can see me flounder like that, because it's all great entertainment. You know who else is great entertainment? And that's our friends over at the Cherry Law Firm, cherryinjurylaw.com. Dave Cherry, 610-565-0300 for your workman's compensation, motor vehicle accidents, personal injury, and criminal law. Give Dave a call. He'll do his very, very best. And then once you're done getting some outstanding legal advice, and you know what? You probably want to go to a game because that's what we all want to do. Head over to Sherry's Tickets at Sherry's Ticket Town, www.sherrystickets.com for great prices, no hidden fees, no hidden checkout fees, none of that. For sports, concerts, and theater tickets, save an additional 10% when you enter the promo code EOP10. Once you're done with all that phone work, head on over to Dolan's on May 25th. That's right, May 25th. Circle the date. Dolan's Wiffle Ball Mania Spring Classic. Mickey Morandini and John Kruk in his house, as they will be bashing wiffle balls all over Delaware County on that day. Great fun for the whole family. Head out to Dolan's, not just that day, but any day, and tell PJ and the crew. Once again, Matty B said, hey. So we're moving towards the finish line on this busy Sunday night here on the show, but let's talk a segment now that we debuted earlier this season, but I went on vacation and was unable to kind of provide any further updates. So we took about a 2-week hiatus on this segment, but we're back. It's Sunday, and we're back with our brand new segment on Down on the Phillies Farm, brought to you by me, Matty B. That's right. Look at that. Good looking SOB right there, man. Yeah, that was taken in Wildwood on the boardwalk on July 4th. You see my July 4th kind of t-shirt there. That's a shirt I wear every July 4th. So if you see a middle-aged man walking around with a cat with an Uncle Sam hat riding a rocket pop, that's me, more than likely. But anyway, so this is the segment where we take a look at the week that was within the Philadelphia Philly farm system, highlight some players, and talk very briefly about some successes and some failures. Let's head on down to low A ball in Clearwater, where your Thrashers had a 4-2 record this week. They are now 18-8, off to an amazing start out there in the Florida Atlantic League. Is that where they're at down there in low A ball? Your position player of the week is Devin Saltaban. Shortstop, 5 games this week, 19 at-bats, 4 hits, 4 runs, 2 homers, and 2 RBIs. I did a prospect breakdown article on him not too long ago. He's definitely got some tools. He's from the islands. That's right. He's from the land of Victorino. So it's good to see him continue his success. Our pitcher of the week for the Thrashers is George Klassen. He started 1 game. He won it. Lasted only 4 innings. Gave up 3 hits, 1 run, but 7 strikeouts. Do the math, folks. 12 outs per 4 innings, and he struck out 7 people along that time. That's pretty damn impressive. Granted, he probably didn't. It didn't look that impressive with the rest of it. But this is the second time that Klassen's appeared as my pitcher of the week in 2 segments of this. He was on the first one, and he's on this one. So I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on him. Again, I think we did a profile on him not too long ago. I believe I did. So if I had not done one of him, he'll be getting very soon. But there's your week at the Thrashers. Let's move on up to the Jersey Shore for your look at the Jersey Shore Blue Claws. 4-3 on the week, 13-13 overall. Your position player of the week, Cade Fergus, left fielder, 4 games, 11 at-bats, 2 hits, 3 runs, a homer, and 2 RBIs. Your pitcher of the week is Gene Cabrera. He started 1 game, did not win it, went 7, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, and 8 strikeouts for the Lakewood, I call them Lakewood, the Jersey Shore Blue Claws, as they're off to a kind of a, through a 13-13. It's a little different how the minor leagues work in terms of getting into the playoffs. It's based on, they break the season down in half. So the first half winner plays the second half winner. So essentially, every half they reset, and it's weird. I'll explain it when we have more time later on. But 13-13 for the Jersey Shore Blue Claws off the gate. Let's go on up to Reading, PA for your Fightin' Phils in Double-A. Position player of the week is Marcus Leesang. 4 games, 13 at-bats, 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 homers, and 4 RBIs. And Robinson Pena is your pitcher, 1 win. He lasted 5 innings in that game. He gave up 7 hits, 4 runs, but struck out 11. 11 strikeouts in 5 innings. Come on, man. That's gaudy. The Fightins were 2-4 this week overall for the season, 11-15. And let's finish up our trip up to Allentown, PA, at AAA with the Iron Pigs. Derek Hall. That's right, that Derek Hall, your player of the week for the Iron Pigs. 5 games, 21 at-bats, 5 hits, 1 run, a homer, and 5 RBIs. This guy can straight rake in the minor leagues, and it's a shame. It really is that he's kind of clogged at first base, right? I really do believe if Derek Hall was given an opportunity, and I mean a straight like, hey, this is your job up at the major league level, he would be fine. I really do, but unfortunately, he's not coming up because he's a first baseman, and we're not, obviously don't need a first baseman. So I don't necessarily know how much longer Derek Hall is going to be here. I don't know necessarily how long Dave Dombrowski can hold on to Derek Hall with potential bullpen issues with this team that we may have to address later on in the season. Do we keep Derek Hall? I mean, he's a real interesting case study. Would he be better served on another team? Would we be better served with moving him for another asset? But he continuously rakes in the minor leagues. A really good week this past week. Your pitcher of the week was Tyler Phillips. He started a game, no wins, went 6.5, gave up 6 hits, 2 runs, and he struck out 6. The Iron Pigs were 2-5 for the week and 12-17 overall. And that was your trip down to the Philadelphia Philly farm, brought to you by the Edge of Philly Sports and me, Matty B. So look out for that segment every Sunday here on the show as we get back into the swing of things. And we're going to actually add another team to this mix, the Florida Coast League Phillies, the rookie leagues. They'll start their play on June 3rd, so they'll be added to this mix here in a little bit. But 5-4 Phillies with the win, capture the series. They go for the series of victory tomorrow against the 49ers again, against the Giants. Your boy Sal is going to take you through that. He's got the final game of the series. For the Phillies, Zach Wheeler will be heading back to the bump, and he'll be opposed by Mason Black, a 4:05 start time down there at Citizen Bank Park. Make sure you're tuned in here immediately after the game for some great fighting final. Fighting's final action to wrap up this 4-game set before we set our eyes on the Toronto Blue Jays for a quick 2-game set on Monday and Tuesday. And then here's your sneak peek, if you will, of this week on Edge of Philly Sports. We are loaded from the top to the bottom, right? Loaded, trending in the AM. They make me say this, but the best morning show, sports show in Philadelphia at 8 p.m. Every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then we have all the other stuff that's going on around the network rest of the week. Just really, again, what does Al say? If you can't find it on EOP, you're really just not looking for it. You're really not looking hard enough, and you're probably not a Philadelphia sports fan. So make sure you're checking everything out that we have to offer here on the network. And folks, that's going to wrap me up. It's been a pleasure. Great weekend series Phillies continue to get off to that red-hot start. 4-0 now in the month of May. They are now overall in the season. I believe the record is now 24-11. They are definitely doing what they got to do. And in a lot of circles and a lot of conversation, you've got to start adding them in. You know, what was it, the big two in the National League? Well, I think it's time to start saying the big three, because the Phillies are definitely making a push for that right now, especially in this early part of the season. But hopefully this thing continues on tomorrow. Let's take this. Let's bring the brooms out. Let's sweep out them Giants. Let's get ready for the Blue Jays. And make sure you're here, right here on the Edge of Philly Sports, immediately following the game, as Sal will take you home on the Giants series. Until we talk again, go Phils.